What's going on, everybody? I just got done fucking my furry femboy boyfriend before I hit the record button, but you saw the title of today's video. We're going to be discussing the real truth behind the My Little Pony franchise and how they support the state of Israel. Just a clarification before I start today's video, I would never do anything by my own doing to myself. Nothing. I would never harm myself. Nothing. Okay, I am in a bright spirit. I have no negative thoughts. I'm positive. I love life. Okay, just wanted to clarify that. And for the record, this video is 100% satirical, and by no means do I mean any of the stuff said. It is not serious, and I do not condone any of the information that I say in this video. But getting started, Fluttershy might have kissed the wall, and so have the other ponies. I'm fully convinced of this from what I have to say in this video. I wouldn't doubt it. Like, there's a reason why there's 9 seasons to this show. It was promised. It was literally promised to them. So there's a lot to cover in this video. There's a lot of people who really love Israel in this video who are tied to the My Little Pony franchise. The entirety of the My Little Pony franchise is 9 seasons of pure Israeli propaganda slop force-fed to us as children. Goys slop into our heads. Our Neuralink is going crazy. It was all part of Netanyahu's plan. He was literally dangling his fingers over the My Little Pony franchise, using that as like puppetry. But there's a lot of stuff that I gotta cover in today's video, so I'm gonna divide it into sections from most important, the stuff you guys want to hear, like the characters of the show and how they're tied to Israel, Twilight, Sparkle, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy. Very critical stuff right there. And then we're going to go over the actual company itself. As you all know by now, Hasbro is the owner of the My Little Pony franchise. They're the ones who hire these people. They're the ones who have created this pretty much. They're also the ones to choose where their money goes and where their money doesn't. And let's just say it may or may not be going to the IDF fund. So starting out with the characters, I have some bad news, guys. We're going to start off with Twilight Sparkle. So as you may or may not know, Tara Strong is a very famous voice actor. She plays at least one of the characters in like every children's show that you can name off the top of your head. Raven from Teen Titans Go, Timmy Turner, Ben 10, Harley Quinn, etc. Well, she also plays Twilight Sparkle. So how does she get these acting roles in every single famous children's show, you may ask? She is Jewish. She is also in heavy support of Israel. So you can literally say that Twilight Sparkle supports the state of Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu. Moving on to Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy. The voice actor for those two are Andrea Libman, and she is of Jewish descent. Her family roots are tied to the Jewish community in Canada as well. Now, I can't find any statements from her officially, supporting the state of Israel or anything like that. So you can't say, thank God, that Pinkie Pie or Fluttershy actually supported the state of Israel. Well, that still lies the question on the table of Pinkie Pie or Fluttershy. Did they donate to the IDF fund? We know that Twilight Sparkle did. Come on now. But I could not see my baby girl Fluttershy ever donating to the IDF fund. It's not happening. But at the same time, I can't officially rule it out that Fluttershy may have literally kissed the wall. Like, did she kiss the Western Wall, man? Like, you're telling me that I cracked a former IDF soldier, bro? I can't do that. I'm not gonna be able to live with that anymore. She's so fine though, bro. At this point, I don't even care, bro. I'm donating to Benjamin Netanyahu himself, bro. I'm wiring him a check right now. Same thing for Twilight Sparkle, bro. I know it's pink. Now, moving on to Sunset Shimmer and Twilight's singing voice. So she doesn't actually voice Twilight Sparkle, but she voices the singing voice of her. Rebecca Shoichet. I think that's how you pronounce it. She's of Jewish descent as well. Her family has roots in the Jewish community of Western Canada. Now, I don't have any statements from her officially, supporting the state of Israel or donating. None of that information is public. Now, if it were, I will let you know. Now, I wouldn't be surprised though if Sunset Shimmer did actually donate to the IDF fund. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised. We know that Twilight did, and she's pretty much the same thing, considering the person who voices her is voicing Twilight's singing voice, so they're interlinked. Now, moving on to the actual company itself, who literally owns the My Little Pony franchise. Hasbro is not exempt from any of this stuff by any means. Let's look over the Hasbro history. So, given that fact, I think it's pretty relevant to mention that the top 2 shareholders of Hasbro are BlackRock and Vanguard. Well, a little fun fact about BlackRock, they have donated over $1 billion into 5 military contractors which supply the IDF. Also, another fun fact about BlackRock, they're a major shareholder in weapon manufacturers such as Lockheed Martin and General Dynamics, who supply the Israel military. Also, BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager, and they are listed as the 2nd largest industrial investor in Palantir. Little quick dive into Palantir, they have signed a strategic partnership with the IDF, and as of today, day, they still continue to provide the Israeli military with a AIP, which is artificial intelligence platform. They are literally the founder of Israel GPT. The entirety of Palantir is in heavy support with Israel. I mean, they are literally partners with Israel. There is not a direct number that you can give for the amount of money they have donated directly to Israel. Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 20 something million, 100 million, who knows? Now, moving back to BlackRock, since they are listed as the second largest institutional investor in Palantir, who was the first, you may ask? There is where Vanguard comes back. And like I mentioned earlier, they are the #1 shareholder of Hasbro. Vanguard also is listed as the second largest institutional investor in the Israeli weapons manufacture systems. But I wanted to dive a little bit deeper, so we're moving on to the true owner of the My Little Pony franchise. In the 1980s, Hasbro invented the My Little Pony IP. This was way before the My Little Pony franchise actually started to kick off. It first originally started out with just toys. The animated series kicked off in the 2010s and led until 2019, but that was ways before this. During this time, Hasbro had a CEO by the name of Steven Hassenfeld. Now, why is this relevant? He is often classified as the man who truly built Hasbro into something and what it is today. It was a dying franchise and he completely revived it throughout the 1980s. Steven Hassenfeld is one of the 3 generations of the Hassenfeld CEOs in Hasbro. Before Steven Hassenberg took over as the CEO of Hasbro, there was 2 generations of Hassenfeld CEOs throughout the Hasbro timeline. Now, why this is important is because this family tree is a century-long commitment to Israel and the Jewish community. It was a literal chain reaction. They kept doing the same thing. Henry Hassenfeld was the first generation of Hassenfelds, and he was the founder. Him and his brothers were very active in Zionism and Jewish religions in Rhode Island. It has been clarified that the Hassenfeld family considers their support for Israel not as just a side project. It was a core part of their family's identity. There are so many things to talk about when it comes to the connection of the Hassenfeld family with Israel that I can't even name it all here. For one, the Israeli Museum. So the family has been long-time generous donors, in quotations, to the Israeli Museum in Jerusalem, my bad. They literally have a Hassenfeld family foundation to support Israel. So if you want to make a long story short, what does this tell you about Hasbro? They literally are the Hassenfeld family. And what is the Hassenfeld family? Not so good. The Hassenfeld family has had a 100-year history with Hasbro. They invented Hasbro and built it from the ground up. Hasbro wouldn't be what it is today without the Hassenfeld family, because it literally is the Hassenfeld family. The Hassenfeld family generation ran in Hasbro for over 100 years and didn't end until 2024. So Hasbro has been on its own without the Hassenfeld generation for 2 years. Well, technically not even 2 years, because June is still a month away. This is because in 2003, the current CEO, Alan Hassenfeld, stepped down as CEO. But that didn't stop the actual timeline of the Hassenfeld family with Hasbro. This actually officially ended in June 2024. This is because in 2003, whenever Alan officially stepped down as CEO, he didn't leave the company entirely. He just went down to the emeritus chairman. He officially stepped down from his emeritus chairman role in March of 2024, but it actually officially happened and the transition was final in June of 2024. So what does this tell you about the My Little Pony franchise? They were ran by the Hassenfeld family for over 40 years. They were invented in 1982 and it ran its course until 2024 with the Hassenfeld family, at least. The animated series was from 2010 to 2019, and during that time they were still under the Hassenfeld family's generation. So taking all this information into consideration, I can officially say with a broad chest that the My Little Pony franchise stands with the state of Israel and was invented by the Israeli government. And they donated all of the earnings of the My Little Pony franchise and the animated series and the toys and all the earnings and everything to the IDF fund in Benjamin Netanyahu. I mean, you can't really say anything other than it. I mean, there's nothing to exempt here because the My Little Pony franchise, the animated series, ran for 9 years during the timeline of the Hassenfeld family, and they still are to this day giving money to the Israeli government. They're supporting soldiers, they're kissing the wall, they are doing everything that they love. All the ponies kiss the wall, essentially. This has been the greatest video that I've ever made in my entire life, so let me know what I should do next, what I should I don't even know what you consider my content as. So let me know what, I should do next in the comment section. Later, guys. Peace.